Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Lyons Real Estate Show. Today we're going to talk about how some of the most crazy outside things that should never ever matter can absolutely 100% affect your real estate transaction. And how do I know this? Because my personal politics just cost me a house deal.
You're not in the burger business. You're in the real estate business. You're in the real estate business.
The only thing we have to fear is fear.
Please fasten your seatbelts.
All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of the Ron Lyons Real Estate Show. As usual, you may be listening on an Amazon Alexa device. In that case, we are the Texas Real Estate Show. And if you are tuning into us elsewhere, we are the Ron Lyons Real Estate Show. It's all one and the same. Same great, amazing host. Same great, amazing topics. And some of the best background music you've ever heard. So let's get into this because it's absolutely insane. And I can speak about this now because everything's passed. Everything's cooled off. I haven't cooled off. I'm not happy about the situation at all, but I've decided to move on. And I guess the benefit of me having gone through losing a house based on my personal politics is the fact that it can help you understand that those dynamics exist and they're just as dirty and just as nasty as racism or age-related discrimination and all of that stuff. Any reason that somebody singles you out and doesn't allow you to pursue your dreams, your goals, your ambitions and life because of things like your skin color, how old you are, your politics is 100% unacceptable. So let me give you a little bit of the background on this and share with you what my experience was. Actually, I should say what our experience was, because this happened to my wife and myself when we were attempting to purchase a home for us. Not a home that we wanted to move into, but a home that we wanted as an investment property. And this particular home really, really, really spoke to my wife. It was historical, 2-story, amazing, gorgeous home. And she really got her heart set on it, which makes the end result of this so much worse. So here's the thing. We all know that there's protected statuses and classes and things like that prohibit somebody from discriminating against you based on things like your race, your national origin, your religion, things like that. But what a lot of people don't know is that you can be discriminated against for things that are not protected. So if somebody wanted to discriminate against you for, say, having, I don't know, blonde hair, or your politics, or something that is not in the specific list of protected classes and statuses, they can do so. And that's when it comes to things that are related to federally regulated transactions, employment, etc. What's really interesting is that when it comes to a real estate transaction, if you're the seller of a home, you can decide who you do and do not want to do business with. And essentially, that's why this seller deciding that they didn't want to sell this particular home to me and my wife based on my politics is technically totally okay. But is it really? No, it's not. The truth is, if you've got the money to pay for something, especially in the purchase of a home, then there shouldn't be any roadblocks to you making that transaction or doing that purchase based on your politics. So you might ask, how did this person know your politics? Like, were you literally preaching politics to them? No, of course I was not. But in this day and age, obviously, almost every single thing you do, if you like it, if you dislike it, if you go to an event, if you do anything like that whatsoever, it ends up on social media. And people are going to be able to find that and determine whether or not they actually like these certain characteristics about you or not. Maybe you're into boating, and maybe the seller of a home doesn't like people who are into boats. So could they avoid selling you their house? They could. The sad reality is that this sort of thing goes on all the time and is typically left unchecked. So how do you avoid this? Like, how do you know? In my case, the realtor actually told me that the sellers didn't like me. It was pretty clear as to why they didn't like me after I did a little bit of research. So how do you avoid this? Well, you don't. You don't. And I'm not going to be a proponent of telling you to change any single thing about your life to accommodate someone else who wants to sell a house or do something like that. You literally need to stay true to who you are. And let me just say this. If somebody else has a problem with that, that's their problem. Does it mean you may not get the house that you want? You better believe it means that. And does it mean that you're going to be disappointed and sad that situations like this can even happen? It does. But guess what? When you walk away from that situation, you walk away intact. You walk away as who you are with your beliefs firmly in place. And you walk away with honor and with respect. And guess what? Here's the really cool part. So many opportunities have opened up since that deal fell through based on that ridiculous situation. And I am forever grateful and very, very blessed to be able to say that not only did we walk away with our honor and with our respect intact, we walked away and are facing so many open doors and opportunities that literally make that original deal seem like nothing now. And that is a fantastic feeling, and one that I hope you can take away if this ever happens to you. All right, guys, I'll get down off of my soapbox now and I'll stop preaching, but truly, the reality is there's going to be a lot of outside factors that are going to influence the dynamics of any real estate transaction. And there's going to be good people out there you're going to run into. And there's going to be horrible people you're going to run into. There's going to be people who judge you based on things like your politics and stuff. It's almost like this country isn't the same country anymore, but that's for a totally different show. And I believe that you understand exactly what I'm talking about. Just understand that before you go into a real estate transaction, you are someone. You've got beliefs. You've got things that are very, very important to you. And you should never give those things up. Not to end up getting a house, not to end up getting a piece of land, not to end up doing anything where you trade out who you are for some sort of tangible property. That's the worst transaction you could ever do. So guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up right there. And I'm going to say thank you so very much for listening. And I hope that you'll tune in again for my next show. It may be a minute. Things are crazy right now. The world of real estate for me is absolutely insane. But I tell you what, every chance I get, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to share a little something with you that I think can help you and maybe improve your life in some way as related to real estate. So until then, guys, I'll say this. Stay safe, and that means so much these days. And God bless.
Ways make you smile, ways make you smile.